HTML interview questions and answers. Let's get started. This article covers the most frequently asked HTML and HTML5 questions asked in interviews. Please subscribe Trending Venkat official YouTube channel for more interview questions and answers. Introduction. Before starting with the interview questions on HTML language, let's first go through HTML, what is HTML, the career opportunities it provides, etc. HTML stands for HyperText Markup language. It is a standard text formatting language used for developing web pages, released in 1993. HTML is a language that is interpreted by the browser, and it tells the browser what to display and how to display. HTML is an important language to learn if anyone wants to work in the web development domain. Web designers, web developers. HTML alone is not sufficient for a web developer, because HTML only defines the structure of the data that will be rendered on the browser in a web page. To make it visually appealing and to make it functional, we will need to use CSS and JavaScript respectively. The latest version of HTML is HTML5. There are two main components in HTML: language, tags and attributes. The below image shows some basic HTML tags and attributes. 1. Are the HTML tags and elements the same thing? No. HTML elements are defined by a starting tag, may contain some content, and a closing tag. For example, h1 heading 1/h1 is a HTML element, but just h1 is a starting tag and /h1 is a closing tag. 2. What are tags and attributes in HTML? Tags are the primary component of the HTML that defines how the content will be structured/formatted, whereas attributes are used along with the HTML tags to define the characteristics of the element. For example, p_align equals a Centera interview question/p. In this, the a_aligna is the attribute using which we will align the paragraph to show in the center of the view. 3. What are void elements in HTML? HTML elements which do not have closing tags or do not need to be closed are void elements. For example, br/, img/, hr/, etc. 4. What is the advantage of collapsing white space? In HTML, a blank sequence of witty space characters is treated as a single space character, because the browser collapses multiple spaces into a single space character, and this helps a developer to indent lines of text without worrying about multiple spaces and maintain readability and understandability of HTML codes. 5. What are HTML entities? In HTML, some characters are reserved, like a/a, a/a, etc. To use these characters in our web, we need to use the character entities called HTML entities. Below are a few mapping between the reserved character and its respective entity character to be used. Character, entity name, entity number. What is the a-class attribute in HTML? The class attribute is used to specify the class name for an HTML element. Multiple elements in HTML can have the same class value. Also, it is mainly used to associate the styles written in the style sheet with the HTML elements. What is the difference between the a-ida attribute and the a-class attribute of HTML elements? Multiple elements in HTML can have the same class value, whereas a value of id attribute of one element cannot be associated with another HTML element. 9. Define multipart form data. Multipart form data is one of the values of the int type attribute. It is used to send a file data to the server side for processing. The other valid values of the int type attribute are text/plain and application/xwww formerly encoded. 10. Describe HTML layout structure. Every web has different components to display the intended content and a specific UI. But still, there are few things which are templated and are globally accepted way to structure the web page, such as header, stores the starting information about the web page. Footer, represents the last section of the page. NAV, the navigation menu of the HTML page. Article, it is a set of information. Section, it is used inside the article block to define the basic structure of a page. Aside, sidebar content of the page. 11. How to optimize website assets loading. To optimize website load time, we need to optimize its asset loading, and for that, CDN hosting, a CDN or content delivery network, is geographically distributed servers to help reduce latency. File compression, this is a method that helps to reduce the size of an asset to reduce the data transfer. File concatenation, this reduces the number of HTTP calls. Minify scripts, this reduces the overall file size of JS and CSS files. Parallel downloads, hosting assets in multiple subdomains can help to bypass the download limit of 6 assets per domain of all modern browsers. This can be configured, but most general users never modify these settings. Lazy loading, instead of loading all the assets at once, the non-critical assets can be loaded on a need basis. 12. What are the various formatting tags in HTML? HTML has various formatting tags. B. Makes text bold. I. Makes text italic. M. Makes text italic but with added semantics importance. Big. Increases the font size of the text by 1 unit. Small. Decreases the font size of the text by 1 unit. Sub. Makes the text a subscript. Sup. Makes the text a superscript. Del. Displays as strikeout text. Strong. Marks the text as important. Mark. Highlights the text. Ins. Displays as added text. 13. What are the different kinds of doc types available? The 3 kinds of doc types which are available: strict doc type, transitional doc type, frame set doc type. 14. Please explain how to indicate the character set being used by a document in HTML. The character set is defined in meta tag inside head element. Doc type HTML. HTML. Head. Meta char set equals UTF-8 /head /HTML. 15. What is the difference between tags and tags? The EIECT on a normal web of the tag strong, B and M, I is the same. B and I tag stands for bold and italic. These 2 tags only apply font styling, and bold tag B just adds more ink to the text. These tags don't say anything about the text. 31. What are some of the advantages of HTML5 over its previous versions? Some advantages of HTML5 are: it has multimedia support. It has the capabilities to store online data using SQL databases and application cache. JavaScript can be run in the background. HTML5 also allows users to draw various shapes like rectangles, circles, triangles, etc. Included new semantic tags and form control tags. 32. How can we include audio or video in a web page? HTML5 provides 2 tags, audio and video tags, using which we can add the audio or video directly in the web page. 33. Inline and block elements in HTML5. 11. Inline. Block. Inline elements just take up the space that is absolutely necessary for the content and does not start from a new line. Example: span, A. Strong, IMG. Button, M. Select. ABBR, label, sub. Site, ABBR, script. Label, I, input. Output, Q, etc. Block elements start on a new line and consume the full width of the available. Example div, p, header, footer, h1, h6, form, table, canvas, video, block quote, pre, ul, ol, fig caption, figure, hr, article, section, etc. 34. What is the difference between tag and tag? The figure tag specifies the self-contained content, like diagrams, images, code, snippets, etc. Figure tag is used to semantically organize the contents of an image, like image, image caption, etc., whereas the img tag is used to embed the picture in the HTML5 document. 35. How to specify the metadata in HTML5? To specify, we can use meta tag, which is a void tag, i.e., it does not have a closing tag. Some of the attributes used with meta tags are name, content, http, etc. The below image tells how to specify the metadata. Please subscribe Trending Venkat official YouTube channel for more interview questions and answers.